many great spiritual giants one time. And almost all the four corners to represent the four different yogas. Papa Ramdas, all the devotion, all the way south, the Bhakti Yoga. Ramana Maharshi, the great sage of wisdom, representing the Jnana Yoga, constant practice of who am I? That's what he would always say. Question, who are you? Who are you? Ramdas would say, it's all Rama's will. Whatever you say, you are Rama. Without Rama, you can't do anything, you can't say anything. Total surrender. And Aurobindo, the great Raja Yogi, and all the way from south to the north, Swami Sivananda, a Poorna Yogi. You can see all the various aspects in his life. It's impossible for you to put him in one bottle, one category. Sometimes you will see a great Jnana Yogi there. Another time, total bhakti with lot of surrendering attitude. Another time, Raja Yoga, asana, pranayama, concentration, meditation. Another time, totally you can just see him that, is he really a person? You'll act like a total crazy nut. Another time, just a baby, as if you knew nothing. Just to give an example, somebody came and gave a nice talk that evening, and he had a shawl. It was a winter. He immediately took the shawl and put it on him. It was one of our ashramites. Then, after a few days, the person who generously offered that shawl to him came to the ashram, and he looked at me. Could you please go and get that shawl from him? See, until he goes away, I want to wear it again. Is it all right to ask him? He gave it and he is hesitant even asking him, just borrowing it from him to wear it until the person who gave the shawl goes away. Just a very simple way of knowing what he is and who he is. He'll play with the children. In India, there is a spoon and egg race. Do you know what it is? You bite the end of the spoon, and in the space you put an egg, and then people stand in line and run. And whoever reaches there without dropping the egg will get the cup. So instead he devised spoon and lime. And he, among the little children, he also started running with the spoon in the mouth. So that's why it's very hard to define him, non-definable. And it's exactly that's what all the great sages, including Taimana Swamigal, said. You cannot fathom them. Sometimes they act as a total insane. Pittar bol, Payer bol, Balar bol. Like an insane person, like a possessed person, like a child. It just happens at the proper atmosphere. That means they just adapt any color that comes close to them. Patanjali talks about the pure mind, the crystal mind. If you bring a blue flower close to the crystal, immediately the crystal will look like blue. Take it away and put a pink rose, it will become pink. So it seemed to be taking up all the colors that come closer, but at the same time, no color of its own. And that's an example given for that Kaivalya state of Kevala. Kevala means no attributes. Brahmanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvathitam Gaganasadrusam Tattvamasyadi Lakshyam Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshibhutam Bhavathitam Triguna Rahitam. You cannot put them into one guna. Bhavathitam. You cannot even imagine who they are. And with all that, we seem to think that we have known them. Nobody has really known him completely other than himself. We all see the different aspects according to our coloring. But he is all and above. எல்லாமாய் அல்லவுமாய் இருந்ததன இருந்தபடி இருந்து காட்டி சொல்லாமல் சொன்னவரை நினையாமல் நினைந்து பவத்தொடக்கை வெல்வாம். A prayer to the first Guru, Dakshinamurti. He sits there and tells you everything without speaking. When somebody tells you everything without speaking, then you have to understand everything without thinking. Ninayamal ninaindu. What an intricate subject is that. You have to think of everything or understand everything without thinking. That means you cannot understand everything exactly the way it is presented with your mind. At the moment you receive it, it takes the color of your mind. So it's no more what he said or what you saw. You are hearing and you are seeing is totally colored by your mind. If you want to see something clearly as it is, understand something clearly as it is presented, you should have a total clear mind without any color, any prejudice, odorless, colorless, stainless. Only then you can really understand somebody. So when we go near people like him, we just understand him the way we can. That's why the entire world is nothing but your projection. You have not really seen the real world. You have given your color to that world. That's your world, fine. But the other person can see it with his or her color, and that's her world. You cannot insist on this is the way the world should be, because that's the way I see. Then the other fellow will say, no, the world is the other way. Like Duryodhana and Dharmaputra, both went round to see the world. Both had an assignment. Their common guru, Dronacharya, called them once, and then independently he gave them an assignment. Duryodhana, you go around. I need a worst fellow, the fellow who literally has no conscience at all, simply to do whatever we ask him to do. Total dull-headed and ready to do anything you ask him. A rogue, a thug, or a gunda. How do you call that? How do they call them? The gundas here. Gundas here? Here? How do they call it? Anybody who, a sort of hitman like, call it that way. A hitman. Go. Find a hitman. I have some work to do. And only that kind of person could do. That was the assignment given to Dharmaputra, the senior brother of the Pandavas. He hesitated a little while. Sir, do you really mean that? Yes, you have to go and find the worst fellow in the country. I don't know whether I could find somebody like that. Just because you say, cannot say no to that, I'll go, try. Then he called the other senior of the cousins group, hundreds, Duryodhana. And he told him, Duryodhana, I have a real good job to do. I need a total, honest, clean person. Absolutely clean person. Go look for and get somebody like that. Do you think I can find an absolutely 100% clean person in the world outside? Well, go look around and see. He also went. Individually, he went this way, he went this way, they circled the whole country. Then Dharmaputra came back crying, literally. I said, what's the matter? You didn't bring anybody? Sir, I don't see anybody like that under that category you say. Everybody has something good, beautiful. Something may not be developed, but basically they are wonderful people. I couldn't find even a single fellow the way you described. But I have one person. Oh, who is that? Thinking that I can find a person like that, I went there, no? I must be that guy then. I even had the audacity to think that I can pick up a fellow like that. So that means I have already fouled. So please give that work, I will do it. While he was saying these things, Duryodhana came back. Sir, it's just an absolute waste of time. You literally mean, asked me to wander around. I don't know how late it is already. If you want something good to be done, I'm here, do it. I said, what happened? I couldn't see any good person in the whole country. Everybody is a cutthroat rascal. Huh? I just wasted your time and my time. Just tell me what to do, I'll do it. No? Look at that. Huh? Both the guys went round the same country, investigated the same group of people. Dharmaputra couldn't find one single bad man, whereas Duryodhana couldn't find one single good man. So who is right? Both are right. Because he went with that kind of eye to see a dirty fellow. That means his eye. A jaundiced man will go around and say, wow, what's happened? Everything seems to be painted yellow. That's what. The world is nothing but your own projection. Your own projection. So in that situation, we keep on pointing the finger at others. He is so, this is so bad. Then slowly you realize that nothing's wrong outside. My perception is wrong. I had to clear my vision. And that's what you see in these great men and women. Those who have cleared their vision. Those who have discolored their mind. And that's what you call the purity of heart. When Bible talked about the purity of heart, absolutely crystal clear heart. So they can have the neutral vision. And that's his prayer. Grant us an understanding heart. Equal vision. That is our aim in spiritual life. The minute you see something wrong somewhere, immediately you should know, yes, I think there is still something here. It's not there. It's here. Otherwise, how can I see that as wrong? I had to go and correct it straight away. There was a great learned man in South India. You might have heard of Thiruvi Kalyanasundaranar. It's a great man. He once wrote to say that Ulagam polladu engindrar, ulame polladu ena arindhen. He said, people generally seem to say the world is bad, but now I realize that there's nothing wrong with the world. My mind is bad. And that's what we see in a movie theater. We say the screen is bad. Because that's where you see all the problems. Either a funeral or wedding or fight or love, play or war. But literally there's nothing wrong with the screen. It's a crystal clear silver screen. Then what causes the screen to show all those things? The impressions in the screen, in the film roll. Our mind is like the film roll. We have a lot of impressions already. We even say what impresses you more. That means what kind of picture you took and developed it here. Every thought is an impression. Our mind is filled with thousands and thousands and thousands of impressions. ஒரு பொழுதும் வாழ்வதறியார் கருதுபவ கோடியுமல்ல பல. Thiruvalluvar says, people cannot even live the way one has to live even for a second, but what they think is millions and millions of thoughts. Every thought colors our mind. That is the basics of yoga. Chitta vritti nirodha. Chitta vritti nirodha. When we call ourselves yogis, this is what we should be doing first. Our beloved Chidanandaji mentioned beautifully. His words are very simple. Be good, do good. Well, it's nothing strange. I could have got it in Wall Street. I don't come here to just hear these simple words. Why? Because complicated minds never appreciate simple words. When your mind is complicated, you have to be intrinsically balanced, dynamically. With all the words of learned length and thundering sound. Then, he says something. But did you understand? I couldn't really figure out what it was. But it was beautiful talk. It is a beautiful talk, but I couldn't understand a word of it. I've said many a times, all those followers, the first few followers of Lord Jesus, I don't think anybody of them were as an MA, PhD or degree holder. In a sense, they were totally illiterates. They were just simple, ordinary fishermen. Right? They became the apostles afterwards. I go one step even further. They were not even fishermen. Forget about their learning. They couldn't even fish properly. Otherwise, why should they be leaving everything and follow him? If they were able to catch enough fish and sell a lot of money, they would say, hey, we have our business, you go. They were not even capable of catching fishes. But somehow, maybe their karma drew them towards that great prophet and just followed them without even knowing why they were following. And his words were very simple. We haven't heard that Jesus got any degree. He was just a sort of a carpenter boy. That's why his teachings are so simple. All the great men and women. The 63 Nayanar saints of the cyber world, they come from various walks of life. Ordinary, simple fellows. A cobbler, a barber, a potter, a gardener, a Pambatti sitter. He was a snake charming man. Edakot sitter, shepherd. What does that show? That literacy is not a great requirement to gain wisdom. just the thirst to learn how to live a clean life.